Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair. Guys, our mission here at the garage is to save you guys as much money as we can. That's why we make these absolutely free videos, guys. Let's go ahead and start on it now. Today we are going to show you how to remove and replace spark plugs and ignition coils on a Jaguar X-Type, the V6 engine, which will be the 2.5 or the 2.5 or 3.0 engines. Stay with us to see how we are going to do that. As you can see, they're hard to reach. The front ones not so much by removing the airbox, but the ones on the back are pretty hard and not so easy to reach. So stay with us to see how we are going to do that, and don't forget to subscribe for one new video every day. Alright guys, so what we need to do first, we need to remove the airbox, and as you can see there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws right here with a Phillips screwdriver. So you need to remove the lid first. Okay, and unscrew all seven screws so we can remove the top of the airbox. Alright guys, and we got the last one now, and you can pull it like that. Alright guys, and now you need to remove the wire for the mass airflow sensor. Right here you're supposed to press down and pull, but it's broken, so this one you just remove it like that. And now we need to undo that clamp right here for the hose so we can remove the top of the airbox. Okay, just like that. You need to get it loose so you can pull it out of there. Okay, and this is the top of the airbox. We don't need it now, so we just leave it out of the way. Alright, what you need to do next, guys, you need to remove these two screws right here with a Phillips screwdriver. Because those actually bolted the intake right here, and after that we need to use a 7mm socket, and we need to remove these two bolts, and that way we'll be able to remove the whole airbox out of the way so we can reach the front spark plugs there. Okay, they're not very long, but you need to remove them. And after that you need to remove that one as well, one more there with a 7, and you can pull that little box out of there actually. Okay, and now this one actually slides up, okay, like that, and it comes out of here. That's the one we're talking about. Okay, now we need to use pliers and remove that clamp right there. If you're just removing the intake, you don't need to remove the bottom of the airbox out, but we'll be putting new spark plugs and new ignition coils, so we'll need to remove it so you can access the front ones right here. Okay, you need to be careful with this one, not to break it, because sometimes they get stuck and you need to just move it left and right and pull it, and it will come out of there. And you don't need to take it out of there because that's part of the intake. And now we need to undo the wires. Okay, you need to press down and push on the clip, okay, like that, and there is one more there that we need to do. After that there will be one more for the total body here, but we'll just flip it on the side. You need to pull that vacuum out. Okay, now right here you need to push that bushing down and pull on the vacuum hose, okay, just like that. And the rear one is the same way. You have to be careful not to break those because they're very fragile. It's hard plastic. And after that, with 8mm socket we need to start removing a few bolts. Okay, one there. You see all of them that we removed. Not the same one. Over here. Okay, and they're pretty long bolts. 5, and we should have one more 6 right here. It's a little hidden. And we need to pull them out now so you don't drop them. Some of them are longer than others, so you need to remember where you pull them out. Okay. With a 10mm wrench now we need to remove 2 bolts on the back, and that's for the wiring harness that hold it towards the intake right there. So you need to remove both bolts with a 10mm socket. We'll show you what they look like. Okay, that's the one we were talking about right there. Okay, that's what the board looks like, and there is one more on the other side. Now on the back of the intake right there with an 8mm socket or a wrench, but socket is more convenient, there is one nut that we need to remove, and that's the one for the bracket, the one that holds it towards the bulk there, towards the head actually. Okay, that's what it looks like. And after that, you see it's kind of loose now. After that, right here, the throttle body underneath it, almost on the right side towards the back of the car, there is one bolt with a 10mm socket, and that's another bracket that we'll need to remove. So you need to take that bolt off all the way. Okay, just the same one like the one on the back for the wiring harness. Now we need to pull that vacuum out of there as well, and this one it's pretty tight, but you can pull it without removing that clamp. You can push it in actually. If you actually remove it, you need to replace it with a new one. And now you should be able to lift it up, but it comes in a certain angle. Now on the back right here, there is one more vacuum that we need to remove. You can see where exactly that one is located, and you just pull that one out. Okay, and now we should be able to remove the intake. Okay, it comes only in one angle, so need to be careful. There is a few more hoses that we need to remove. Alright guys, and that's the intake right here. The only thing that you need to do now is unhook these two hoses, but there is actually coolant in those, so you need to drain the system if you want to remove the whole intake out of the way. We have the video how to drain the coolant out of it, but we'll be just replacing spark plugs and ignition coils, so that's why we're not going to remove it. Now we can just leave it like that here, and we can still access the spark plugs and ignition coils right there. Alright, now the front, you can see we can access the front ignition coils pretty easy now. In order to remove those, now you need to press down here, but sometimes they get stuck, so you need to help them a little bit, and you can pull them out. You cannot put the wrong cable later because they're certain linked, so you cannot mess it up. And after that, what you need to get is an 8mm socket, and you need to remove the bolts on the ignition coils. Okay, just like that. And after that, you need to get the bolt out so you don't drop them. Make sure you cover here the intake so you don't drop anything inside the intake. Okay, and that's the ignition coil, guys. That's how you remove it and replace it. Now stay with us, we're going to show you how to remove the spark plugs as well. So now you need a 5/8 socket, spark plug socket, and you can remove the spark plugs. You need to use an extension because they're pretty deep and it will be more convenient. Okay, and go ahead and just remove the spark plug. Oh yeah, our socket is a little bit loose, so we'll need to use a pliers or the screwdriver to pull it out. Okay, and that's what the spark plugs look like, and those guys, they have 135,000 miles, and those are the factory spark plugs only. So you can see they're not so good. We will definitely need to replace those, and that's the number if you need it right here. Okay, to get it for you. And that's how you remove, guys, the rest of them, and the back side is identical to this one, as you can see there right here. So you have quite a bit of room after you remove the intake out of the way. So that's how you do the whole procedure. If you have a misfire, if you have an ignition coil code or a misfire code, then it's very possible that you have a bad spark plug or ignition coil, and that will fix the problem. So guys, hopefully the video was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. Now check out our YouTube channels, guys. We have more than 19,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. That's why we make these absolutely free videos. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.